movie kicks off at Luke's brother's wedding party, where he proudly introduces his girlfriend Emily to his relatives. After handling all the usual greetings and small talk, the couple sneaks off to the restroom for some fun. But just as things heat up, Emily's sudden period puts a stop to their plans. While trying to clean up, Luke accidentally drops his wedding ring. So, thinking fast, he pops the question right then and there. Without hesitation, they bolt from the wedding and head home. The next morning, Emily decides she's all in and shares the big news with her parents. After that, they get ready for work, leaving the ring behind. Since they work at the same place, they keep their love a secret and even take separate rides to the office. The company's employees watch in silence as one of their coworkers has a full-on meltdown after learning he's about to be fired. Instead of stepping in, the analysts just crank up the TV volume and pretend it's not happening. Later, Emily accidentally overhears some coworkers chatting. They're sure Luke will land the open manager position, moving up from analyst. Excited, she rushes to tell her fiancé the good news. At home, they celebrate his soon-to-be promotion and talk about when they should finally reveal their relationship at work. But in the middle of the night, Emily's phone rings. It's a coworker, asking her to come to a restaurant right away. When she arrives, she finds her boss, Campbell, waiting for her. He casually asks about her studies, praises her work, and then, to Luke's complete shock, offers Emily the manager position instead of him. Emily feels terrible for getting Luke's hopes up, but despite the disappointment, he forces a smile and congratulates her. The next morning, Emily steps into her new office, greeted by a friendly coworker. But not everyone is happy about her promotion. Some of the men in the office don't like the idea of answering to a woman. During her very first meeting, her boss gives her full control over a major deal. She immediately assigns Luke to analyze the securities of several companies, though she can't shake the stress of their shifting power dynamic. That evening, Emily calls her mother and asks her to keep the engagement a secret. It could stir up trouble at work. When she finally gets home, Luke is nowhere to be found, and he's not answering his phone. Worried, she heads to the bar and finds him there. Luke isn't just upset. He's convinced that Campbell only promoted Emily because he has feelings for her. She reassures him and promises to help him get a promotion, using her connection to Campbell. At the same time, she starts to suspect that one of their colleagues is about to be fired. The next day, Emily hands Luke a new assignment, one that, if done well, could finally impress Campbell. Determined to prove himself, Luke stays at the office late into the night. His analysis shows a way for the company to make a massive profit, but when he presents it, Campbell shuts him down, calling his data unreliable and brushing him off as a second-rate analyst. Over time, it becomes painfully clear Luke's promotion isn't coming. That evening, while a frustrated Luke heads home, Emily is out drinking with her bosses. She tries bringing up Luke's work again, but Campbell doesn't hold back. He flat out calls Luke incompetent, saying he won't fire him because he's a free lunch, but if Luke quits, it'd be for the best. Tension creeps into Emily and Luke's relationship. He starts pulling away, even refusing to spend time with her, blaming exhaustion. Their growing gap becomes obvious when a private car is sent to pick up Emily, while Luke is left to squeeze onto a crowded bus. Luke can't hide his jealousy as he watches Emily chatting with Campbell. Later, when she invites him to a fancy restaurant to celebrate his promotion, he turns her down, claiming he's swamped with work. Instead of a romantic night out, Emily ends up dining alone while Luke buries himself in spreadsheets. One evening, Emily notices something shocking. Luke has spent $33,000 on a collection of self-help books. She laughs at him, teasing him about the ridiculous purchase, which quickly leads to a heated argument. The next morning, Emily tries to prove herself at a meeting, suggesting they invest in one construction company over another. But before she can finish, a colleague publicly humiliates her, pointing out that the company is tangled up in court battles. Feeling discouraged, Emily starts to doubt herself, but Luke encourages her to push forward, convinced the deal will pay off in the long run. However, when Emily returns from lunch, she finds out that Luke made a reckless move. He bought shares in a company that went bankrupt, triggering a $25 million loss. Furious, she confronts him before heading straight to Campbell to report what he's done. Campbell doesn't hold back, blaming Emily for the massive failure. Now she and Luke must pull off a highly profitable deal just to break even. Desperate, Luke digs into his connections and comes up with a plan. Dump shares from a failing company before their value crashes completely. But Emily immediately shuts him down, knowing it's illegal. The next day, Luke shows her messages from internet forums that seem to confirm his theory. Emily is torn. Should she risk everything to fix her reputation or play it safe and let her career crumble? Needing a break from the stress, she tries to get intimate with Luke, but he barely responds, as if his mind is somewhere else. No matter what she does, the distance between them only grows. In the end, Emily sticks to her own plan. She bets on her idea to invest in the company with legal troubles. She calls Campbell to inform him of her decision. Then, feeling more alone than ever, curls up to sleep on the couch. In the morning, Emily wakes up to incredible news. Her prediction was right. At the office, Campbell for once swallows his pride and apologizes for doubting her. As a reward for saving the company, she gets a jaw-dropping $500,000 bonus. Excited, she invites Luke to celebrate that evening, but he doesn't even reply. Feeling ignored, Emily agrees to go out with her colleagues instead. The managers hit a club, and Emily drinks way too much. By the time she stumbles home, she can barely stand, struggling to unlock the door. She teases Luke, trying to pull him into a playful mood, but he shuts her down cold, and their night spirals into a bitter argument. The next morning at work, Luke overhears his coworkers gossiping about Emily's drunken behavior. On top of that, he learns that a colleague has messed up badly and is getting fired, leaving a manager's position open. Seeing his chance, Luke tries to get a recommendation, but the response is brutal. The boss doesn't like him at all. Desperate, Luke marches straight into Campbell's office and begs for a promotion, even dropping to his knees. But instead of earning respect, he is met with pure humiliation. Later, Emily gently suggests he consider a fresh start at another company, but Luke refuses to hear it. Things take a turn for the worse when Emily's mother insists on throwing an engagement party, even bringing her grandmother into town for the occasion. Overwhelmed and bitter, Luke drowns himself in alcohol before storming into Emily's work meeting. He exposes their secret relationship in front of everyone, turning the moment into a full-blown disaster. Security has to drag him out. That night, Emily finds out Luke still showed up at their engagement party. When she arrives, she catches him lying to their families, bragging about a promotion that never happened. Furious, she exposes the truth, but instead of backing down, Luke lashes out, accusing her of sleeping her way to the top. The accusation is too much. Emily sees red, smashes a glass over his head, and runs out into the night. Luke finds Emily locked in the bathroom and forces his way inside. What starts as a heated argument quickly turns into a kiss, followed by rough sex. Luke grabs Emily by the hair and slams her against the sink, ignoring her cries of pain. Afterward, they both walk away, their connection shattered. The next morning, Emily covers up the bruise with foundation and heads straight to Campbell's office. She lies, claiming that Luke has been stalking her and spreading rumors about her. Campbell believes her completely and vows that Luke will never work at a decent company again. Later that evening, Emily walks in to find Luke packing his things. Angry and bitter, she accuses him of treating her terribly, grabs a kitchen knife, and demands he kneel and apologize. When he tries to take the knife from her, she stabs him. Luke, tears streaming down his face, begs for her forgiveness. Emily leans in, hugging him not to comfort him, but to make him clean up the blood and leave her life for good. This is the tragic end of their once happy relationship. So, which awesome movie should we recap next? Drop your suggestions in the comments below and let's make it happen. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button so you never miss out on our movie recaps. We've got plenty more coming your way. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Produced by Movierecaps.